Hey, hey, how's everybody doing? Y'all feeling good up in here? Let's go. How's everybody? Mona's. Round of applause for our host Richie tonight. He's always giving a good pace. Hey, give him a round of applause. Come on, what the fuck you doing? Oh my god, pulling teeth here, children. Alright, we all know this is a multi-talented place, right? Multi-genre. So I usually do comedy, like I said. I want to start with a poem this time. It's a little of a strong poem. Strong words. You guys might know this famous author. A poem that I think we all know means a lot to me. Very sincere. Ready? First time I'm doing it. First time poem. First off, fuck your bitch and the click you claim. No, I'm joking. Nah, but it's good to be here. Isn't it good to be here downtown El Paso or what? I love downtown El Paso. It's like ground zero, right? It's ground zero and it's the best place. It feels good. You know, I got some family that was from Segundo, you know, and we love this. And you can never leave the hood, right? You can never leave this. Especially when you got family in prison, right? When you got family in prison, you gotta go give a visit to your family. Shout out to my people. Go put some money in their commissary, alright? That's how we do it. Shout out my people. But I've never been arrested before. I've never been in prison. So I don't know that experience, right? I've never been to the yard. You know, I don't know that ideology, I don't know how that works. But I feel one of the closest places that's almost as dangerous as the yard is the buffet. It's a buffet. A buffet scares me because I'll tell you, in jail, at the yard, they always say they separate by races, right? In the buffet, they separate by weight class, you know what I'm saying? So you always got heavy people on one side and then you got skinny people on the other side. And they always gotta fight for who's first for the shrimp line, you know what I'm saying? Because skinny people are gonna say, nah, you're not gonna push us first anymore. You're not gonna push us over. We're gonna stand up for ourselves, right? They hold their place in that line for the shrimp. And that's deserving, right? Fuck yeah. Don't get pushed over. But the scariest group and the scariest people in the buffet is the handicapped people, because they'll run your ass over. They don't give a fuck. They're almost gonna start their new gang. It's gonna be a new version of Sons of Anarchy. You know what I'm saying? It's very fucking scary. Be careful when you're in a buffet. But let's give a round of applause for Mona for hosting us as well. This is such a good bar. I like this bar. I gotta admit, I do feel at times a little bit out of place at this bar. You know, I feel like this bar, this crowd's more of an emo scene. You know, I was more of a rap kid. I was more of a hip hop kid. You know, I didn't really have an emo phase. I know a lot of people here had an emo phase. And I know what you're thinking. It's not a phase. I still cut myself. Hey, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. I feel you. Shout out respect to that, right? But I love music anyways. I love looking up all types of music. I actually want to ask this sincerely. Who's going to see that Meet Me in the Bathroom documentary? Have you guys seen that? Anyone seen that? It's that documentary for the Strokes. And it's gonna be like TV on the radio. You guys seen that documentary? That shit looks cool, right? I only know TV on the radio, but I love documentaries, so I'm gonna learn a little bit. I'm not into the Strokes like that, but that's where you can learn too, right? Because I love documentaries. I've always had a love for documentaries, all kinds. And this is kind of the big rush for documentaries lately. Everyone gets a documentary. And I think one person that's missing a documentary is Rob Kardashian, okay? And I mean senior, not junior. Fuck that loser. Let's make sure. Junior could go to hell. No, I'm joking. They need to make a documentary for Rob Kardashian Senior, because people don't realize how much of a visionary he was, right? A lot of people know him for being OJ's lawyer. It's like, oh, we all know that. We all kind of know that. You know, parents of the Kardashians, right? Kim and all them. We all know that. But did y'all know Rob Kardashian had a record company? Yeah, he had a record company, and it's like he saw the future. He's like, man, if I could get one black guy out of jail, I could get a bunch of other black guys out of jail, you know what I'm saying? And you ever see what was popular in the West Coast? You had gangsta hip-hop, right? And you ever think about it, it's like, damn, Rob Kardashian could have been getting these dudes out of prison right now, you know what I'm saying? Suge just went to jail, Dr. Dre just got a divorce, you know what I'm saying? Snoop's always in some trouble. Hey, shout out my boy Rob Kardashian. Round of applause for the guy. Rest in peace. Oh man. But what I also love about this time, I love sports. Any sports fans here? Anybody loving sports? Yeah, I didn't think so. I'm around a bunch of communists who don't believe in competition. It's cool, I feel you, it's cool. Now, I love sports. I'm always a fan of sports. And I think this is one of the best seasons for sports. You know what I'm saying? The World Series just finished. You have football going on. You have basketball going on. Like, that's a good time. That's a good stretch, right, of sports getting covered. But what happens when football season starts, the rest of my life just doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Everything else goes to the back of my mind, right? And I always have to convince people, oh shit, I got a family. I got a girlfriend. I always got to include them in sports. Homie right here, you a sports fan? Kinda, right? You ever try to get a girl into liking sports with you? Like, you ever want to take a girl to a sports event, like a soccer game or a baseball game? Do you ever try to do that? Do you find success trying to convince them? It's half and half, right? Ladies, do you think sports could be a romantic date? Do you think it'd be a good time? Yeah, right. Like if a guy took you to a boxing event in Vegas, that's a big deal, right? You're gonna see some famous people. You're gonna put on the tux, your grandmother's fur. That's a good time. Would you think it's still a good time if it was a cockfight? No. Depending on the size of the cock, right? I know what you're thinking. It's like, hey, we've all been at Chaparral at 3 in the morning putting some money on a rooster. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that bird looks fucking tough. He's gonna do some damage, you know? There's a girl out there who's still grateful and still shows off to her friends and says, girl, you know, years ago, he took me to Michael Vick's last dog fight. It was a good time. There was a lot of football players. There was a lot of weed in the air. There was a lot of bottles. I feel bad for them dogs, but it was a good time. Michael Vick's last dog fight. Greatest sporting event ever. Am I right? I think I'm right, guys. My name's Alfredo. Thank you for letting me have a little fun with y'all. Have a good night.
All right, thank you, Alfredo. Appreciate you, man. Like I said,